I've got kind of a clean and simple card for you, but I think sometimes these are really, really nice, and since they're quick, it's kind of nice to add to the repertoire too. So I'll show you what we're going to be using. From our new mini expressions, I have the word miss you. We have a new embossing folder called Heart Scrolls. The finishing touches, the passion flower. And we're going to be making a border with the Chantilly lace edger. Okay. So the first thing I want to do is do some embossing. So I've got a piece of coconut white card that is 5.5 by 6 3/4 inches. I'm going to use the Heart Scrolls for this one. Put that inside my folder. Get that nice and centered. I'm going to bring in my tan mat to cover that with. And just put it directly onto the large base from the platinum and the white Creative Expressions adapter plate. Okay. Got a bit of suction there from the tan mat. Get it all taken apart. We will show you the lovely emboss. Isn't that pretty? And you can really see how beautiful and deep that comes out. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I've done a bit of it ahead of time, so I'll explain it to you. I've cut a piece of coconut white in like a 1/3, 2/3 sort of area. I've added a piece of acetate between this, and I'll just give you a quick measurement. So the top part is 1 5/8 by 5.5, and the bottom is 3.5 by 5.5. And then I've added some mounting foam. So I'm going to raise that up, and the acetate will allow me to place my flowers there without having them to sort of fall in that channel. So you'll get the look of kind of like a faux channel card. It's quite pretty, I think. And your lovely embossing will show through your acetate there. Okay, in fact, I think I'll just do it this way. Excuse me while I lean in, just let me see if I can get it straight on there. And that looks pretty good. A little bit off on that side. I tell you what, I think I'll just trim it with some scissors. Ordinarily, I think I would use a paper cutter, but I'm just going to trim down the edge here using the side of my card as a guide. There we go. Okay, so now I've got the base, and I'm just going to add that onto a white-on-white paper pierced edge, just to frame that in. There we go. Tidy up some of our bits. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is add a border onto this. So I've cut the larger die from the Chantilly lace once already, but it's not quite long enough. So just to show you that you can extend this, bring my cutting plate over, put that on there. So you can either line it up next to it, or what I find a little bit easier is just slot it back into the last cut and tape it. So let me just get it nice and situated there. And I want to tape it one more time down here, and I'm just going to double check that it stayed where it's supposed to. There we go. And you can pop that on. Should be enough to cut all the way through that. Whoops. Yes. Okay. Now this die doesn't have a side or a bottom cutting edge to it. So what you'll need to do when you take it off, excuse me, is just nip away this little edge piece right here. There we go. Just like that. So now I can go ahead and put this into place wherever I need it. And let's see, I think I will just line it up on one side. I'll use a bit of spray glue for that, my tweezers, and we'll just trim it to size. Okay. Put that right along here. Just get it lined up nice and straight. There we go, right to the edge, and then we'll just use our scissors along this side and just trim it right along the edge of the card. So we can have a really pretty little border that goes there. Okay, so moving on from there, what I've done is I've taken the passion flowers, and they come in two pieces. So you have an outer cutting edge, and then you have the decorative inside piece. So I've cut all of these. I needed 3 of these with both pieces. And then I covered a piece of blush card with a little bit of a sticky adhesive sheet. So now these are sticky. So what I'm going to do is pop them together real carefully. And I've used blush card on these. There we go. Just line these up like that. Give them a little press, and I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll set them right onto a piece of copy paper, getting them ready. Here's the large one. And just get that lined up. Give a little push, and my last one here. Get the top layer of that off. Okay. So you've got a little bit of that real soft blush showing through the flowers. And I'm going to bring in the Frosted Sparkle Glitterbitz. This is the white one. We're just going to add a little bit, and that will go into those areas that are still sticky on the blush card but exposed. Give it a little push. Wipe away the extra bit so you have a really lovely little sparkle from the flower. There we go. Let's put these back into our container. Okay, and pop that to the side. Okay, so now we can go ahead and put our flowers into place. And I'm going to seat one of them. And remember, I've got acetate right across that middle, so I can just sort of lay them into place there. And put this one kind of off the edge there. In fact, I'll tell you what, I'm going to raise this one up just a little bit with some mounting foam, I think. Give it a tiny bit of dimension. There we go. And I'm going to just do a little bit more on the larger one here. Double that up. Put that right into the back of the largest flower. Okay, and I've added a couple of pearls to the center of a few of these. I'm going to finish up the last one here. And I've just used the 3mm white pearls, just as sort of a kind of a random speckling across the centers here. I think it really gives a pretty look. There's some little debossed spots you can follow if you like. But I just think it adds a nice little extra to the middle of these. There we go. Push that into place. Okay, I've cut some leaves. Now the leaves that come with the set are absolutely lovely, and we're just going to add a bit of glue behind these. So I've got 4 different sizes of leaf. You can put some of the larger ones up here, and I've got some of the medium and smaller ones. And we're just going to add them around. There we go. Maybe off the edge here. And that can just glue onto that acetate. And perhaps a few little ones coming from the front. I think that'll do the trick. There we go. And to finish it off, I've gone ahead and cut the Miss You die a couple of times out of the blush card. I've stacked them up. We're just going to give it a light spray. And we're going to pop that right down into the corner here. Give that a second to set up. Such a pretty, elegant card, and just so simple and easy to do. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and you'll look for us on our YouTube channel. Don't forget, you can click on the button beneath the video to show all the products that we've used to take a closer look.